Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is Collective Coffee. This is all about the Chevron Deference or whatever. I had never heard of it until 2 days ago when the rest of us all started hearing about it. But I have been listening to what people who do know what they're talking about have been saying. So I wanted to share what they're saying if you don't watch anything else. So the Chevron Deference was a oversight law that was put in place in 1984 that is like experts in different government oversight committees. So for instance, the EPA, the Environment Protection Act, experts and scientists can be like, no, there's certain percentiles of greenhouse gases and stuff like that. So it's really a good check and balance, mostly for big corporations. Anyway, the Supreme Court, the day after the debate, just overturned that. So everyone's panicking right now because now big corporations they can drop oil in any sort of area that they want just because they can, right? The EPA has no say anymore. As far as the same with FDA, Food and Drugs. All of the governing or oversight committee bodies that are made up of experts in their fields that keep us and the planet and somewhat safe there's nothing at all. And it's not just FDA and EPA, it's everything. This is not good at all. This means there's no check and balance for any corporation to do anything, including employment. I would suggest looking into it. There's a lot of people on TikTok, of course, who know what they're talking about better than I do. I'm putting this here because I feel like it's really necessary to talk about and at least put on your radar. But someone was just talking about, I don't know what all it entails, but it seems like it's like an umbrella for everything, because people are talking about jobs, right? And this feels like a really big gateway into like slavery, and also just complete annihilation of the planet, more so than they're already doing with the restrictions that those oversight committees had placed on them, they being corporations, powers that be. So Chevron Deference is what it's called, has been completely overturned. Again, hashtags are a thing. You can just go to TikTok and hashtag it, and you'll get experts who actually know what they're talking about. Again, I just wanted to put it here because I think that if you're in a field, especially that I don't know, I feel like this is going to affect us all really intensely. And this is just like, so what they're saying, they being the government and the Supreme Court, what they're saying is that like we don't need experts in fields, like we are the experts, right? So like government, and that's really dangerous, especially when it comes to fascism and genocide, okay, as we're seeing. I'm not like ecocide, genocide, femicide, all of it, which we know is the trajectory of this country based on what we can see this country doing in other countries and have been for a long time. So Americans, you need to be paying attention, and also acknowledging the ways in which you participate in the extinction of others, including the planet. And do your best to pull away from that, if you can. I'm freaking out a little bit. Again, I don't want to... Yeah, this just feels really yucky, for lack of academic words. Yucky. This is slightly terrifying. As we know, since 1984, again, there's a little irony there, but as we know from Reagan's time in office in that area, and since here, right, that's how many years? 40 years. So in those 40 years when those regulations were existing, we've seen the complete ridiculous bullshit that has happened to, I'm specifically thinking of EPA and FDA, right, Food and Drugs, and with the expansion of pharma, and then the EPA, the Environment Protection Act. How many oil spills have we seen even with those governing or oversight bodies reporting back to the government to make those percentages and things exist? Think about the impact that we have seen and the negative impact with the Chevron Deference. So now that that doesn't exist, it's just going to be a complete free-for-all. We can pour oil wherever we want. We can burn this. We can move these people here. We can employ you here. We can lock you up here. This is, at the very root, very important to the success of a fascist dictatorship. In dictatorship, I don't even want to give one person credit for this, because there's not one person making sure that this all happens. It's quite obvious that this is incredibly organized and has been for decades. That's what I want to tell you. Buckle the fuck up. The next few years are going to be, probably the rest of our lives, and hopefully not for our children, but this is not good. It's not good. So again, it's called Chevron Deference or something, I don't know. But just the impact of this is going to be huge and not good. And it's going to give full control to those in the seats of Supreme Court, Congress, presidency. That is not a democracy. So you can get off my ass about voting for Biden. Have a good day.